Now, after the death of the Mustafa, salawatullahi wasalamuhu alayh, a number of the Sahaba continued the traditions of the Ahl al-Suffah, teaching in the mosque, and the mosque itself becomes university, if we have to use a modern term. And the great teachers were people like Aisha, Ibn Omar, Zayd bin Thabit, radiallahu anhum, and a number of others. These were the people amongst the Sahaba whose proximity to the Rasul, those three people in particular, had qualified them to pass down the ilm, which was the meaning of the Quran, and correct fatwas concerning the proper application of the Sunnah. So that's the beginning of education in Islam, and we can say that the very early traditions have been maintained today. Not so much in the Western style universities in the Islamic world, which, depressingly enough, have believed that one can adopt the form of Western education without importing also much of its ethos and its content. Islam is not best taught to people sitting on chairs with desks separating them physically and hence symbolically from the teacher. Islam is not best taught through a system of examinations, 2 or 3 weeks after which everybody has forgotten everything they knew. Islam is not best taught through institutions with cumbrous bureaucracies, with degree certificates. Islam is not best taught with blackboards, overhead projectors, and the other accoutrements of a modern university, although most modern Islamic universities seem to think that this is just fine. Another measure of our decadence. Traditional Islam is taught according to the Sunnah. It's no good teaching the Sunnah if you're not teaching with the Sunnah. People have to be actualizing what they are learning. So in that early period, we see the classical pattern of Islamic learning unfolding, namely that it is a human transaction, that the religious integrity of the teacher is all important, that the teacher must have received knowledge himself or herself from a teacher, that it is without precedent in Islamic education for a teacher simply to have educated himself or herself from a book, to be an autodidact, and then to hold forth to students. That's not how Islam is, because Islam is about the transmission, not just about of form, but also of content. The student must be transformed not just by the words of the teacher, but also by his ahwal, his aqwal, and also his ahwal. The teacher himself must exemplify the knowledge. And this is something that is very remote from the modern Western conception, where the idea of the teacher as a morally or spiritually superior person has almost been lost sight of completely.